Are you ready for some football? Bills and the Bengals. Hell of a game, I think. Could be getting this again in a couple of weeks. Who knows how the chips will fall, how things will play out. I need to do a little postseason forecasting. Let me get my stream up. Oh, God. We're a month away from the clash at the Coliseum. Somebody help me. I'm not ready. Hopefully by the end of the month, I'll be like, yay, NASCAR. But right now, I'm not as bad as I was at the end of Phoenix or in early November, but I'm not that far removed from it. I'm still kind of like, oh, God, I don't want to deal with NASCAR right now. My favorite sport, but I'm just not in the mood for it. But I got another month to try to hopefully figure out a way to get excited again. We'll see. Rose Bowl's going on right now, right? What's the fucking point? Hold on. Let me, Well, I know Tennessee's playing Clemson in the Orange Bowl. Classic NASCAR's on FS1. Oh, the 2007 Daytona 500. You know, I was just shitting on NASCAR, and now I'm like, oh, wait a minute. There's a fucking old race on. I flipped over to it for a second, but they're on commercial. Going to be a good one tonight. I hope so, anyway. Diggs and Allen, Chase and Burrow. The Bills, I think, have the edge on defense. But the Bengals have the edge in the running game. Could go either way. I'm picking the Bengals in a close one. Just hoping for some late season drama here. See, Josh Dobbs is starting for the Titans against the Jags in a must-win game. I know that Vrabel's really down on Malik Willis right now, but Josh Dobbs, really? Also, this Monday night game is starting 15 minutes late because of all the college shit, and I have work tomorrow. But I'm not getting out of bed till 8:30, so I guess it's fine. Here we go. Look at that ginger in the crowd in the Bengals jersey. That was impressive. Respect to the hair game.
Yes, sir. Aren't we all? Cincinnati won the toss. They want the ball.
Cincinnati wins the toss and elects to receive. We want the ball. We're going to score. Exactly. It's that time of year. It's January.
We don't see it very often. Cincinnati must have run their
Next to last game of the year. Can't hold anything back now.
Joe Burrow, and you're the defending AFC champions. Let it fly. And that's what they'll do here to start tonight. Tyler Bass will take it away.
Good weather tonight. No snow, unfortunately. Welcome to the jungle.
Bill
Kick it off. Let's roll. It's 8:30. Some of us have work tomorrow. How about that Steelers-Ravens game last night? That was a great game. Sorry I didn't stream it. Of course it was a great game. I didn't stream it. But can you blame me for not wanting to stream a Steelers game on lack of sleep? I was so sleep deprived. I was like, I can't sit through a Steelers game and stay awake. But that one was a good one.
6 interceptions, and you've been a fan since we did his rookie debut on a Thursday night.
Yeah, I'm excited about watching him and Josh Allen. And Joe Burrow, the AFC Offensive Player of the Week for his performance last
Joe Burrow, last chance push to make a run at the MVP, possibly. Stands in there, throws it up to Chase. It's overthrown. Tre'Davious White did a good job staying with Chase there. But I think there's going to be a flag for a hold. That's why he did a great job staying with him. He held him. Pass interference.
Defense, 27. The ball in place on spot and foul. Automatic first down.
Well, Tre'Davious White
First play.
is coming off of this torn ACL last year. He's still not the player that he was prior to that injury.
Tre'Davious White's playing his way into shape, though. But, yeah, that's a hold. They called interference.
Jamar Chase comes out, and it's just go up the sidelines as fast as you can.
They are across midfield after one Tom Brady-esque pass interference flag.
29-yard penalty at that. Quick throw.
Quick throw to Hayden Hurst, who takes a shot.
On first down, he gets 4. Taron Johnson on the stop. Take a look at our Star Watch, brought to you by Campbell's Chunky Soup. And why not? Jamar
Shout out to
Chase
Donovan McNabb and Campbell's Chunky Soup.
Higgins, he'd be a number 1 on any other team. Matt Milano might have been a Pro Bowl snub with the kind of year he had. And Tre'Davious White, they just went after him on play number 1, a 2-time Pro Bowl player and All-Pro 3 years ago.
A lot of respect being given to this receiving core, and Mixon slashes him up the gut right at a first down. Got a Bills player down there.
Troy, this has been one thing they've been able to count on. Now we've got an injury. One of the Bills is down.
Taron Johnson? Yeah, it sure looks like it. He's been playing really well also. Their nickel corner.
What's up, Michael? Yeah, it only took 17 weeks to nail a parlay. Hooray. How many times did I get 5 out of 6? Again, the 49ers tried to fuck me out of my money.
He got hit by Hayden Hurst.
Damn, Hayden Hurst? Fuck.
So that's a big piece of the defensive puzzle for Leslie Frazier and the Bills. Taron Johnson down. Back after this.
This is GE Aerospace.
Kenny Pickett last night, huh? How about that, Kenny Pickett? Pretty clutch. Didn't have the best game in the world, but he pulled the Brady. Sucked for 3.5 quarters and then pull some shit out of your ass at the end. Oh, this game's on ABC. I'm watching on ESPN. See, the Rose Bowl just ended. Ooh. Headset doesn't want to stay propped up on the fucking hi-hat on my drums. They say 3rd and inches there. I saw they were doing their season preview in NASCAR. Before you got on here, I was like, oh, God, it's a month until the Clash at the Coliseum, and I'm still mentally where I was at the end of Phoenix. Not quite as bad, really, but I'm still mentally not recovered from how pissed off I was for almost 10 weeks straight at the end of the season. Hopefully, by the end of the month, I'll be in the mood to watch a race. We'll see. Quarterback sneak. It's a sneak. And an easy first down.
Well, this has been an offensive line, Troy, that stayed healthy all year, but they just lost Lyle Collins. Free agent they got from the Dallas Cowboys. He's been playing better and better and better, but tore his ACL, MCL in that win at New England in the first quarter last week. So Hakeem Adeniji is now the right tackle for the Bengals.
We're going to stream Jags Titans Saturday night and Packers and the Lions on Sunday night. I don't know if we'll stream another Sunday game or not. We probably will. Over the middle, Hayden Hurst wide open. Hurdles Jordan Poyer. Didn't really work. Poyer still got him to the ground. There was a dude in the crowd that looked just like Hayden Hurst. They showed him in the pregame.
DeMar Hamlin, he comes up and he gets fooled a little bit. You see Hayden Hurst, he's trying to hurdle Poyer, but DeMar Hamlin, he comes rushing up, and Hayden Hurst just goes running right by him.
Brings up the first down at the 14.
Burrow, look at that protection. Touchdown, Tyler Boyd. What a throw. Pew, pew. I picked the Bengals to win, by the way. Saturday at 4:30 is Raiders and the Chiefs. Saturday at 8:15, Jaguars and Titans. We're streaming that one. Pretty bad start for Buffalo here.
See Tyler Boyd on the outside. This was too easy. Outside leverage corner with Tre'Davious White. He runs the post, and he's got inside leverage just based on alignment. The inside receiver ties up the safety, so he's not able to play inside out on Tyler Boyd.
7-0 Cincinnati.
Well, they won the toss, and they wanted the ball. They may not have said that they were going to score.
God damn, what a throw. Poor Tre'Davious White's having a bad night already.
Bengals up 7.
Brutal. See how Josh Allen responds. I said coming into this, the Bengals have the better run game. The Bills have the better defense. Quarterback, wide receiver duos, I mean, they're pretty dead even, I'd say. Bengals are going to fucking win this, and the Chiefs are going to get the 1 seed when they beat what's left of the Raiders on Saturday. So it'll be another year where everybody's got to go to Kansas City. But we'll see. Maybe the Bills can change that. That's why it would be huge if the Bills win this, they clinch the 1 seed. And then that makes things interesting Sunday. Will they play hard against New England or roll with the backups and fuck Miami over? Because that's what that would do if the Patriots are able to beat Buffalo's backups if Buffalo doesn't, if Buffalo wins this game. So really interesting going into this week. This game, a lot hinges on this game. This is a butterfly effect game for sure. Cincinnati has a shot at the 1 seed, but that would require the Chiefs to lose to the Raiders, and we all pretty confident that's not going to happen. Although Jarrett Stidham for 4 quarters yesterday was really good, and then threw the interception in overtime. I didn't know Jarrett Stidham had a game like that in him against a team as good as the 49ers. The 49ers! And Stidham went off, so you never know. This is a big-time butterfly effect game. The course of history could be completely altered depending on who wins this game. Because whoever gets home field advantage, that's a big deal. I think Buffalo really needs it. They don't. I know they beat Kansas City earlier this year, but they don't want to have to go back to Kansas City again. After the last 2 playoff games they played in Kansas City, they really don't want to go back again. Like to get you to come up to Buffalo.
17, and they go right down the field. Burrow 3 for 3 on that possession, and it ends up in the end zone. That's why you take the ball when you win the coin toss.
I still defer when I play Madden, Troy.
Now Josh Allen will get a chance to respond. Let's go back to the touchdown.
Yeah, the play before that, however, was to Hayden Hurst. And you see DeMar Hamlin, how he comes up, and Hurst runs right by him. This was the big play that Burrow catches him. Now you go back to the touchdown, and because of the formation and the coverage, that when he releases up the field, Hamlin has to take him, which gives the one-on-one up top. And with the outside leverage by Tre'Davious White, it's a pretty easy throw and catch.
All right, Buffalo. Yeah, Green Bay, Detroit, Sunday night. That is going to be hilariously awesome. One way or another. Diggs, and a horrible attempt at a tackle. Diggs makes a big play.
In the first half in their win against the Bears in Chicago, and 1 for 1 for 17 here.
Yeah, so what do? They put him in the slot, and now he gets one-on-one on Logan Wilson. Hard to start doubling guys on these early downs like that when you put him inside the formation.
Lowered the shoulder on Hilton. You know, he wishes that was Eli Apple he trucked through.
Outside, he opens up the game inside to get the ball to him on the first play.
It's always funny when the Bills run play action. They don't run the ball well. He missed McKenzie, who was wide open.
Well, the numbers are great through the air, on the ground, any way you want to look at it. His 5th season, 173 total touchdowns through the air and on the ground, and the most in that category in the first 5 seasons of a player's career in NFL history, past Dan Marino last week.
Impressive stuff, and you're going to see
the schedule makers got so lucky with this, didn't they?
two quarterbacks, whereas Burrow, he's about getting the ball out on time. You'll see Josh Allen.
It's a shame there's no Manning cast for this one. This would have been a game to have a Manning cast on. Allen, he faked it and he runs it and gets tripped. Oh, he would have had a bigger gain if he didn't get tripped. It's going to be 3rd and inches. He just got tripped up.
3rd down and short coming up for Buffalo. Josh Allen is averaging 6.5 yards a carry.
They come into this game as the #1 rushing offense in terms of yards per carry. And they're at 5 yards a carry. A big part of that is, of course, because of what Josh Allen does. And as we saw there, some of the design stuff where they try to take some hits off of him with pulled offense.
3rd and inches, quarterback sneak, just like Burrow on their first drive. Nope, they're going to run it. And get it.
Mike Hilton crashing down from that nickel corner spot, but not before Singletary got 3.
This game, when you look at it, is really in a lot of ways going to be determined on 3rd down and in the red zone. And a lot of games are, of course, but Buffalo.
Some John Madden talk there. This game's going to be determined on 3rd down and in the red zone.
But also converting on 3rd down. Now, when it's 3rd and 1, you got to win on early downs in order to not get it to 3rd and short. But that's going to be a key.
It's weird feeling like Buffalo is an underdog.
Stops and get off the field on 3rd down. Few teams have.
Blew it dead. Gabe Davis would have had a nice little game. Would have.
A timeout was taken on the sideline.
Buffalo called timeout and fucked themselves.
So quick timeout. When you talk to Lou Anarumo, who's the defensive coordinator for Cincinnati, he reads the headlines too. And he's well aware that Stephon Diggs has been screaming for the football. So what he wants to do early in this game, he told us, is roll coverage towards Stephon Diggs to try to just blanket him as much as the Bengals can to get him frustrated and try to get Stephon Diggs out of his game.
Well, it makes perfect sense. I think all defensive coordinators want to frustrate Diggs, but especially in this game, knowing that he hasn't been targeted much over the last few weeks, and Diggs playing on prime time television in front of a national audience with what's at stake, you can bet his competitive juices are flowing, and Anarumo knows it.
First down.
Step up, Allen. Step it up, step it up, step it up. He runs. It's tripped again.
41. Mike Hilton on the stop, but a gain of 5.
Allen was loading up to go deep. Nobody there.
Good coverage outside. I think you look at this defense and the things that they're able to do. One thing that Anarumo does is he mixes things up very well. He's not going to sit in and just allow Josh Allen to get a beat on what they are doing. Still a four-man rush on that last play, but brought it a little differently than what they typically do.
Blitz. It's picked up. Not even close. Diggs is wide open on a slant. Not as wide open as Mike Evans was about 35 times yesterday, but this is why the Bengals are a playoff team and the Panthers are not.
Singletary comes over, and he helps out, puts it on him, and that's just a really good job by this offense, recognizing the blitz, knowing you've got one-on-one, and then taking advantage of it.
Good run by Cook.
And the rookie James Cook is getting better and
You know, James Cook's middle name is Dalvin. Yeah, his parents are fucking weirdos. Name one guy Dalvin James Cook and the other James Dalvin. What the fuck?
He's been a good addition to this backfield, and obviously doesn't get the carries that Devin Singletary does, but he's got the home run speed that Singletary doesn't. But he catches the ball, and just another guy who's really good with the ball in his hands.
That jumbo offensive line package for the Bills, they use it a lot as Bobby Hart, 68, checks in eligible.
Look at Eli Apple down here on Gabe Davis. Bills run the ball.
And then he's got a first down. The ball is inside the 15. An 11-yard carry by Cook.
Well, this offense, they can beat you throwing the football, they can beat you running the ball. Dawson Knox, number 88, tight end, he comes off the ball. He gets a key second-level block that opens things up. And the more you watch Dawson Knox, the more you appreciate all the things that he can do. One of the more complete tight ends in the game, a good receiving threat, but also a very good blocker, as he just showed.
Play fake to no one. My favorite. Checks it down to the fullback. Got stripped out of bounds. I was going to say he needs to know when to go down.
On Halloween, hurt tore his ACL against the Cleveland Browns. He was their best cover corner, so they're trying to make do with a rookie Cam Taylor-Britt, who was starting that night anyway, and Eli Apple sliding back into a starting spot, part of the championship of the AFC last year for Cincy.
That is an area where they're just not nearly as strong.
I can't believe the Ravens clinched playoffs as bad as they've been lately. Can you believe that? When the Ravens lost last night, or when I watched it this morning, I was like, this team's in the playoffs, and they're terrible. Whoa! Hilton was all over that. Surprised the hell out of Josh Allen. 3rd and 3. Here's one of those big money plays Aikman was talking about. In the red zone, too.
When they get inside the 20 and getting it into the end zone, but these numbers are a bit surprising with the 4 red zone interceptions, most in the NFL.
Well, Buffalo over the last 4 weeks, they've been almost unstoppable in the red zone. In 13 red zone trips, they've scored 11 touchdowns. So when I was talking about moments ago, making stops on 3rd down, this would be a big deal.
Big money stop, Bengals.
If you're able to make a stop here,
there's Cole Beasley.
3rd down 3.
He's looking at Beasley. He throws to Beasley, who drops it. Got to take the field goal. Take the field goal. I know it's hard, but take the field goal.
And Cole Beasley's doing what Cole Beasley's been doing throughout his career. He creates separation, and he's got a chance to catch that. He probably scores. if you get that ball down on him, but just off his feet.
See Hendrickson try to roll into Josh Allen there. He tried to not kill him, but he tried to roll into him to throw him off.
Tyler Batch from 25.
Disappointing end to a great drive. 7-3 Cincinnati.
7-3 game. Cincinnati scores the touchdown. Josh Allen and company.
Goddamn Cole Beasley, he'll be cut tomorrow. And tomorrow, Cole Beasley released just before the playoffs for being a fucking bum and an idiot. Hey, Tino. God damn it, guys. It's hot in here. I'm going to open my door. It's too hot in here. Oh, my goodness. I opened my door to see Alexa Bliss on the TV in the other room. Hello. Said it before, I'll say it again. That's a fine looking woman. Just totally not believable as a wrestler because she's like 4'9" or something.
Josh Allen is making his 71st straight start tonight, getting worked on the sideline, re-wrapping that left ankle, got rolled up on that last throw.
I remember when I said Hendrickson rolled up on him, that was absolutely intentional too.
Extended the left knee.
Kind of limped his way to the sideline, working on that ankle, and the knee didn't look that great either, but
I think Allen's good to go. As long as he's not in a fucking wheelchair, he's going to play.
He had that elbow injury, banged up a little bit, and it affected him.
This is why they need the bye week. Because Allen's banged up. Elbow, fucking foot, ankle, knee. And his physical style of play, he could use a week off. Win this game, you can take 2 off. And the Dolphins will be like, gee, thanks. Good kick return. Oh, I think he's on the ground. I think the ball came out when he hit the ground. I think the ball came out when he hit the ground. They say Buffalo's ball, but it's not. Need to hold Debo out till the playoffs.
It looked like when Travion Williams hit the ground after being contacted by medic Kevich, and he did.
After discussion, returner was down by contact. First down, Cincinnati.
So they discussed, and they make the call that was not a fumble, and the Bengals have the ball up by 4, starting at their own 32.
That's why they tell the young players back when they start playing the game of football not to leave your seat. You're lying on your head like that.
There's Mixon. And a 7.
On first down, a nice game at 7, and we'll check in with Lisa Salters.
Guys, Bills corner Taron Johnson was taken back to the locker room. His return is questionable, being evaluated for a potential head injury.
That's a significant injury for this Bills defense. One, he's been playing really well, but they play more 5 defensive backs than any team in football 95% of the time. So you're essentially a weak side linebacker in the run game as well.
Wow, Higgins, nobody there. Couldn't believe how wide open he was.
where Joe Burrow is so good.
Now another Bills player is down.
Well, the Bengals are winning the battle of attrition right now.
Who that is?
Maybe Hamlin.
Unreal.
Jordan Poyer was able to go tonight. He was iffy. Their only Pro Bowler on this very good defense. Hamlin's taken.
Once again, I stress this team desperately needs some time off.
And that is DeMar Hamlin. A big piece of this defense for Sean McDermott. Back after this.
If it's not that serious, it seems like it might be, though. Gee, I wonder if Clemson will win that meaningless bowl game tonight. I kid, of course. Oh boy, they got the stretcher out. That's ain't good.
As they brought the stretcher out, they have that backboard out. DeMar Hamlin is the one who was in on that stop on T.
Sean McDermott looks pretty fucking stressed.
And then he got up and just went right back down to the ground.
Okay, what happened here? Ow. God damn, he got his bell rung, got back up, and collapsed.
Not what any of us want to see, and everybody's around him, and let's hope that he's going to be okay.
ESPN's like, quick, show it again.
We'll take another break here in Cincinnati.
ESPN's like, did he have any parents die we could talk about when he got drafted? Penn State versus Utah. I wish I could get more into college ball, but I don't have the time or the patience. Ooh, shit. Hold on. I got to go check this thing out on Raw. I'll be right back. I'm back. Or am I? Hold on.
you can see that the ambulance
Hope
is
that
out
dude's
there on the
okay.
field, and they are
Do I remember Joey Porter? Oh, yeah, I remember Joey Porter. What a douchebag. God damn, I'm really worried now. What the fuck happened? I know it looked like he got knocked out by a concussion, but this seems worse. What the fuck?
There's just nothing to say right now. We'll take another break and come back.
On the Michael Irvin scale, this seems like a pretty serious deal. Fuck, man. Josh Allen was like hyperventilating and crying. So... I have no idea what the hell that was just now in the game. Go Twitter, see if I can find out anything. I mean, it ain't gonna know nothing, but I feel like I'm missing something because shit seems pretty fucked here. People are rightfully clowning ESPN like I was. Like, you want to show that replay again, guys? Like, fuck. Here he is collapsing. Here he is getting hit and then collapsing. Here he is getting hit and collapsing, but in slow motion. Also, what the fuck happened to Jeremy Renner that I keep hearing about? A snowplow accident. Jeremy Renner got ran over by a snowplow. Jesus. He is in stable condition, though. That's good to hear. They still ain't got this man off the field.
Cincinnati, where medical
What the fuck?
Have been working on Bills safety Damar Hamlin.
What happened?
For the last 9 minutes. Hamlin made a hit. He got up, took a couple of steps, and then just fell to the ground. We don't know, of course, the extent of his injury.
Gotta be pretty serious. They can't get him off the field
right now. Several players are down on their knees. Other players are holding hands, praying. You can just see the worried looks on their faces. As soon as we have more, Joe, we'll pass it on up.
They were giving him CPR. What the fuck?
Okay, Lisa, we're going to take a break. They have been administering CPR.
Oh, Lord.
Through these past 2 breaks that we've taken. As Lisa said, Damar Hamlin has been down for over 9 minutes now. With everybody watching, praying, and hoping for the best.
So this took a fucking turn. I've already said I'm a little concerned. Now I'm really fucking concerned. ESPN's like, quick, pan the team. We got to find depressed-looking players to zoom in on. Come on. You know, it's one when they have to go through multiple commercials, you're like, oh man, you know it's bad then. And then when it just keeps getting worse and worse. Yeah, this is fucking brutal. What the fuck am I doing? I hear Seth Rollins quoting Triple H in there. That's when you know it's a good Raw. Kidding. I wish I could do something to make this light. They still haven't got this man off the field.
The players now for both teams are so tight around DeMar Hamlin. It's tough to get our cameras in there. Maybe that's for the best, but they have him
for
on
the
backboard,
best.
I am told, and now on a stretcher.
They've got him on a stretcher, but poor Joe Buck had to apologize for ESPN not being able to gaze at this fucker.
We'll send it away from here. Just nothing more to say at this point. We'll give you an update as soon as we can. We'll send it to Susie Colbert.
Okay, now we're going back to the studio.
Joe, we're watching just this emotional scene play out in Cincinnati from here in our New York studios. DeMar Hamlin, the pit grad,
Hugh Jackson to replace again.
old,
Good God.
administered CPR down, obviously, for an extended period of time. And just to watch the emotion in the players' faces, the fear, I mean, really just terrifying that he was up, collapsed to the ground. And it's one of those things, the hit doesn't look bad, but Boog, I mean,
Looked like a
often-
routine hit, like a
often
hit that
that's
might
how
give you a
it is.
concussion, but damn.
It's not necessarily about a big hit. It's about the type of hit.
Yeah, Susan.
And it was just a football
We play a violent game. And,
incident, like nothing malicious.
You just hate to see
Homie,
it.
dude went to make a tackle, and him and the other guy ran into each other.
Right now, that's all I can say.
Guy hit didn't even lower his head. They just kind of met face to face.
When a teammate is down, and then the game is expected to resume.
Adam Schefter's over there. Adam Schefter can't fucking wait to report on this, can he?
I've never been in that situation.
Adam Schefter's sad he ain't gonna be able to break the news about this guy if something goes horribly wrong.
Look in their faces, they're all concerned about their teammate, because their teammate on the field is bigger than whatever's going to happen at some point tonight on the field. The well-being of their
They're gonna
teammate
keep
is
playing a
bigger
game
than
after this?
whatever the outcome of this game is going to be. So I don't think these players are worried. I wouldn't be worried about that. I don't think they're concerned about that. If they have to, I guess they'll figure it out. But the health and well-being of our brother on the field is the most important thing right now.
And you gather yourself and you focus. You figure out a way to focus.
Well, it's chilling to watch the whole thing. There's no other way to describe it.
And ESPN's like, we're sorry, we can't get more cameras in there.
You're not used to seeing something like this unfold, where an ambulance is on the field. I don't recall seeing an ambulance on the field. And to just see this, there's prayers all across the NFL community. Everybody's thinking of DeMar Hamlin right now. And that's all we can do is hope and pray that he's...
They were giving him CPR, yeah.
Chilling and scary to watch that entire situation.
Which has me thinking this is some kind of neck or spinal cord
everybody gathered around him and everybody
injury.
praying that this this young man is going to be okay.
That's what I'm assuming. I mean,
It's tough, man. It's tough to watch, man. Man, we come together to play this game and to compete.
football is the greatest sport in the world, but it's fucking scary. Why am I more scared watching football than I am watching racing?
Man, that's tough.
To your point, Bug, the teams are going to be given as much time as they need to gather themselves to be able to resume playing. And DeMar Hamlin was given oxygen as he was being loaded in the ambulance. Of course, throughout the evening, Lisa Salters there on the sideline will keep us posted on his condition, and that will be foremost in our thoughts. That's what everyone in the NFL community will be focused on and thinking about. And we'll take a break, and we'll be back from Cincinnati and New York.
Well, they've cleared the field. Teams are still on the sidelines, but the field's clear.
It's not about what's happened in the past. It's about...
Just have to wait. I want to get the game going to get my fucking mind off of it, but I feel bad for the guys that would have to play the game right now. Because, hell, it's way worse on them. I just don't want to sit here and be bummed out all night. It's all hyped up to watch a great game. Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel tells reporters that Tua Tagovailoa is not part of the team's plans for the Jets Sunday. No shit, Ron.
Back here to Cincinnati. We've heard from Lisa, sent it back to the studio. DeMar Hamlin fell at 8:55:03. Was on his back, and it went from wondering what was going on to wondering about head injury to then frantically administering CPR to this 24-year-old safety.
God, he's 24.
And this is a Bills team. During the break, we watched Sean McDermott call his team over and say, we're going to say a prayer. We're going to say a prayer for DeMar. They're going to try to continue to play this game. Sean Smith has gone over to each head coach. The two head coaches, you can see, got together, and they'll have 5 minutes to warm up. And Troy, I mean, played this game.
We're going to try to play football now.
After that, you've been calling.
Yeah, Yuki, I hope he's okay. Hope he comes out of it.
Anything like this. And then the question turns to how do you, as a member of the Buffalo Bills or the
it's going to be a long night.
Really continue.
Cincinnati's got the ball first and 10 at the Buffalo 48.
The intense level it takes to go out there and play this game.
Race has canceled the game. Well, the game, like Troy just said, the game becomes secondary, but I feel like he can't cancel the game. There's too much at stake here. But at the same time, I see your point of why they could easily cancel the game. And maybe should, but you know how this works.
No one's been through this. I've never seen anything like it either. John Perry, as an official, you and I were talking.
We're not even through the first quarter yet. We're 5:58 to go in the first.
This is uncharted water, really, for everyone.
Right, 20 years. I've never felt what I'm feeling right now. Haven't seen what we have been watching for the last 10, 15 minutes. And it just puts things in perspective real quick.
Zach Taylor's now walking across the field to Sean McDermott as these two head coaches are going to get together again. Let's send it down to Lisa.
it's just so much emotion down here on the Bills sideline right now.
McDermott and Zach Taylor are having a conversation.
Away by ambulance, the Bills players just came to their sideline, and they just looked devastated. Some players just sat staring out of the field. Other players were hugging each other. Other guys were openly weeping.
Yeah, Ray, I was talking about the Ravens earlier. I said I couldn't believe with how bad the Ravens have played this season that they clinched playoffs like a week ago.
I could hear him trying to fire the team up, but after that was over again, players back to the bench, just looking devastated.
Diggs trying to fire everybody up and be a leader. I respect
and
that.
Openly crying.
Yeah, Lisa, as we said, they've been given
Tre'Davious Watt's not holding it together very well.
Back to playing. That's the word we get from the league and the word we get from down the field, but nobody's moving. I mean, nobody's out there really warming up. Everybody's just stagnant.
McDermott says go to the locker room.
It looks like Sean McDermott, after talking to Zach Taylor, is going to pull his team off the field.
Temporarily suspended.
The game's still delayed.
Joe, just talk with
McDermott, they were about to get this going, and then McDermott and Taylor kept talking, and now Zach Taylor must have deferred to Sean to make the call because it's his player.
Coaches, personnel, an opportunity to go back into a locker room, regroup.
Bowl up some Mountain Dew. It's going to be a long night.
Temporarily been suspended to give them the opportunity, whatever they need at this point.
I don't know how much time you need for something like this. 5 minutes obviously wasn't enough. Do you need an hour?
This now is up to these
Do you
players,
take 2?
I think, and these two head coaches with what they get sense-wise from their team as to how much they want to go back out there and continue playing this game. I think it's the right call to give them a moment to go back in, away from our cameras, away from this big crowd in Cincinnati, have a chance to regroup, talk. The crowd here's been great, by the way, throughout this. They don't know what's going on. And now these players are going back to their locker rooms, and I assume they'll have a real frank discussion as to whether they want to go back out there and play this game tonight.
Yeah, I would think so too. I don't know.
But how do you? Okay, so canceling this game, I'm okay with because I understand.
I can't imagine going in and
what do you do with this game if you cancel it?
any type of composure
Like,
to where you can come out
like I said, there's so much on the line here. It's fucked up because there's so much on the line in this game.
At this point, with what we are working through in the players and teams,
I don't know how to call it. So
I think they're just trying to do what is in best interest of this athlete.
I'm okay with canceling it.
So we'll step aside.
I wish
Keep
it
you
wouldn't come to
updated
that,
right
but
now.
I
We'll
totally
send it
get
back
it.
to the studio and Susie Colbert.
But what do you do? Like, how do you call this?
It's a complete unknown, and it feels
Do the
like
Bengals just win? Do the Bengals win now? Because they're up 7-3. Do you just come back and play this game?
All I could think about is you want them to be together.
Okay, let me
in the
think.
locker room as a family.
Maybe reschedule the game for Wednesday night or Thursday,
And what they want is a group.
and then have each of their games from this weekend take place next Monday, maybe? Because this schedule for this coming week isn't totally set in stone. The Ravens-Bengals game has not been given a time yet. So you could move that to Monday.
That'd be the only thing I'd be concerned about is he okay?
Bills-Patriots.
I don't want to hear about the game. I don't want to hear about a game plan. I don't want to hear about.
You could move that to Monday as well. You have like a Monday doubleheader.
How my teammate is doing.
And maybe just move this game to Wednesday or
I need to hear
Thursday.
that before I can talk about anything else tonight.
Because I think this game is too important. This game has to be played at some point, as fucked up as that sounds. It's good to not do it right now, though.
Situation like this before. But all that matters is how DeMar Hamlin is doing right now. Until we know how he's doing, nothing else matters right now. So everybody can go to the locker room, and we can all await an update and hope and pray that this young man is okay. Because how can anything else but that matter right now? We've never seen that in an NFL game. We've never seen an ambulance come on the field, a player administered CPR, the game temporarily suspended. It's very hard for everybody. And so you heard John Parry talking about the fact that as he was saying that, as long as he's done this, I've covered the sport since 19. I don't ever recall an incident.
I've seen an ambulance on the field, but I ain't seen somebody get CPR on the field.
There have been times in training camp
Yeah, you play for the division Sunday if Cincinnati loses this game, but
on the field, and
you can move that game if they have to.
gets less chilly.
Bump this game to Wednesday or Thursday, and then bump. There's no harm in making the Ravens and Bengals play on Monday.
A stage like this, and you see
Hell, it
that
can be
happen,
Monday afternoon or
it's
something.
Awful. It's awful.
Everyone's so shaken. I can't really remember seeing players openly cry as what we've seen.
When I saw Josh Allen, that's when I knew just how bad this was.
We break bones. We have surgeries. We get concussions, and like as football players, we're conditioned to deal with those things. Like that's a part of our game. When you bring CPR out, you're trying to help someone breathe. We're talking life or death now. That's totally different than anything that I've ever been used to dealing with on the field. I've never seen it on the field. Like that's real. Like this is what we do is just a game. When you involve life and death, it's totally different. And those players feel that. Everybody in the stadium feels that. Both teams feel that. That's something. Again, the rule is when we go compete, we're gonna compete, and then we're gonna go home to our families. When we involve life and death, and that's tough.
We're all waiting and praying and
Everybody
thinking
is.
about DeMar Hamlin, given oxygen, taken by ambulance, and nothing else really matters now until hopefully we get some news that's uplifting, and we continue to follow. We're here with you from New York and Cincinnati.
This is GE Aerospace. Advancing flight for future generations. Welcome to a new era of flight.
This place isn't what you think. You're out of your league.
Ant-Man. Marvel Studios' Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Catch an exclusive look during the College Football Playoff National Championship, January 9th.
When a cold comes on strong, knock it out with Vicks DayQuil Severe. Just one.
I'm back. I was sending a voice message in the next room. Got anything you guys want to talk about? Because yeah, I don't want to see anybody hurt either. Under any sense, I watch football and auto racing, so I watch the two sports that can fuck you up the most: auto racing and pro football. And I'm very passionate about both sports. If the game is suspended for another day, you got to restart the game 0-0. Yeah. So I didn't know about that rule. But that makes sense, Michael. Gee, if only NASCAR would do that. If the race isn't halfway and we rain out and got to come back the next day, we start all over again. Wish NASCAR would do that, depending on who's dominating. It's like, hey, let's start this fucking race over again. I just hope we can get an update as soon as possible, and I hope it's a good update so they can say, all right, let's go fucking play football. So DeMar Hamler was his name. DeMar Hamler. I think that's his name. He's a DB for the Bills. Just went to make a routine tackle, and he and the receiver ran into each other basically face to face. Nobody led with their head. It wasn't like a dirty or malicious hit. They just ran into each other kind of face to face, and he took the worst of it. Yeah, or Hamlin. Hamlin's his name. I don't know why I said Hamler. I'm just scrolling social media like everybody else right now. So if I don't see your comments for like a minute, it's because I'm on my phone. I use my phone to see your comments, and right now I'm on Twitter. So seeing if I can find anything. DeMar Hamlin remained down the field after scary hit. Something definitely felt different about this. We could watch Raw or something. Michael, I got an idea for something we might watch here in a minute.
The emotion tonight that we're all experiencing is it's really hard to describe.
We'll go one more commercial, and then I might switch to something else. I've got an idea.
We cannot and we will not speculate. All we do know is that
any
field, and that in itself is terrifying.
It's something like we've never seen before. I've never seen it. I've never been a part of it. Never heard about it. Again, you hate to keep repeating the same thing, but all you can do is pray for this young man right now. Anytime you bring CPR into effect, hopefully.
If it wasn't for the CPR, they'd be playing this game.
Family out there. I don't know if they're at the game or not.
But when it's like, oh shit.
And the doctors are communicating with the family. I can only imagine what my family would want to know. They would want like updates of what's going on, and like just to make sure that in real time they're being updated. That's somebody's son, it's somebody's brother, somebody's father.
They're in Cincinnati. It's Buffalo at Cincinnati. So the Bills are the away team. Cincinnati was rolling too. The Bengals went right down the field, scored an easy touchdown. The Bills grinded out a drive that was looking good, and then Cole Beasley dropped a pass on third and 3, and the Bills had to settle for a field goal. And then Cincinnati got the ball back and were marching down the field again, and then the injury to Damar Hamlin happened, and here we are.
About this young man, his family, and finding out how he's doing, which is all that is on anybody's mind right now. And
excuse me.
It's just one of those moments that is chilling. There's no other way to say it. It's chilling. It's heartbreaking. And everybody in the football world, the sports world, and I think the world at large, everybody's thinking about this young man and pulling for him right now.
The head coaches met and they talked, and they each took their respective teams into the locker room so they can be together as family, try to gather themselves, and I would imagine figure out what they want to do moving forward. It feels like an unprecedented situation. Decision that's
I don't think anybody can say what they want to do until we know how Damar Hamlin's doing. How can anybody make any rational decision until we have an update on his condition and how he's doing?
And the longer we don't know that, the longer his health and his well-being, and let's face it, his life is in question, the further away from football we're getting. And if we're going to get further away from football, then...
You're on Twitter.
Listen, we have people...
So it says I got 7 people here on the stream. Who are my regular people? Because we might be about to watch something, or, well, I'm going to watch something and you guys can listen to me watch something, which is what we're doing already.
And let's candidly say, this is what we do as a living, to sit here and have to discuss this
and fill time, which is a brutal thing to have to do. I'm experiencing that right now myself.
It's really tough. All we want, just like everyone in this world, is to know that Damar Hamlin...
Yeah, J.D. McDuffie fucking goes off into the carousel at Watkins Glen and brains himself, or gets brained. Race goes on. Grant Adcox at Atlanta in '89. Race went on. IndyCar. Greg Moore at, what was it, Michigan or Fontana? I can't remember where. So here's what we're going to do. There's 10 laps to go in the 2007 Daytona 500. We're going to watch it. It's Mark Martin, Greg Biffle, Matt Kenseth, Elliott Sadler, Kyle Busch, Truex, Dale Jr., and Jamie McMurray up front. 10 to go. I don't know what else to do right now, but man, fucking Sadler blocking Kyle Busch below the yellow. And Kyle's making the pass. He came back up from below the yellow but made the pass. Do they black flag Elias Sadler here? Because I know they don't black flag Kyle Busch. I'm pretty sure he's in the lead pack at the end of the race.
Now he has to worry about what are they going
9 to go. Oh, boy, I wonder if Mark Martin can finally win the Daytona 500, guys. Look at me getting back in my element. 5-car breakaway. Martin, Biffle, Kenseth, Busch, and McMurray. Look at Casey Mears. He's 6th. Casey Mears is 6th. Bringing Jeff Burton with him. Is that Ricky Rudd in the Snickers car? Yeah, it is Ricky Rudd. And Elliott. Oh, it's David Gilliland in the 38. Sadler's in the 19 at this point. Kyle Busch just got underneath Kenseth. He's going for 3rd. Biffle's car's washing up to pick up his teammate, I think. It's leaving the door open for Kyle. And everybody's following Kyle. I like how the 2 Roush cars were picking each other up. McMurray followed Kyle Busch. Martin and Biffle there kind of separated themselves from the pack. You know they're all going to get suckered back up into the pack right now. Look who's in the 3rd line. It's Mears, Truex, and Dale Jr. Oh, Junior, this race did not go well for Junior. Hey, who's that yellow car in the middle back there? Is that Kevin Harvick? No possible way he wins this race. 61 car. Oh, boy, remember when we used to get that many cars at Daytona? And people, the duels actually meant something? Damn, they're 3 wide from 5th on back. Kyle Busch has played this perfect. The last 2 laps, Kyle made all the right moves and got the help he needed to get up to 2nd. He got between Biffle and Mark Martin because Biffle was trying to pick up Kenseth and give Kenseth the pull. I'm shocked at Dale Jr.'s lack of maneuverability in this race. The rest of the field kind of caught up to DEI's. Hendrick definitely did. They caught up to DEI's plate program around this time. By the way, after this, the 2010 Aaron's 499 comes on. Ooh, Biffle got really loose on the bottom. I think Jeff Burton cut him a break. Now he's giving him a push down the back. And Mark Martin's in such control. Oh, Biffle! Kyle Busch threw a little bit of a block. Kyle got to Mark Martin's left rear and gave him a shot. That was like a short track bump and run on a super speedway. He got Mark loose, but then he backed off and let Mark gather it up. Biffle just went really wide off of 4.
He didn't try to push it, but he didn't push the issue. Behind them, they are 4 abreast. 6 laps to go.
6 to go. I know there's more wrecks and shit that happen in this race.
What a race. What a finish. Goodness gracious. Mark Martin, hang on.
3 Roush cars in the top line. Hey, Michael, you want to bet $20 that 07 car finishes the race upside down and on fire? I think that Boyer kid's going to wind up upside down by the end of this thing. You want to take a bet on it?
The 3rd car back, that orange car. Jeff Burton.
And if I had to pick somebody to win, I'd pick that yellow car in the middle of the pack there. I'm just saying.
He's surrounded by excellence other than the guy in the 5.
Mark's held the lead for this fucking long. Oh, Burton! Woo! Remember old Daytona when it was bumpy? Oh, my God, Burton's in the sucker hole. And Kenseth! How did Matt Kenseth save that? I haven't seen this in years, and I forgot about that. And Kenseth's got a bad tire up. Daytona was so much better before the repave. I mean, they had to repave it because the potholes in 2010. They repaved it. But I miss when the cars weren't just slammed to the track with downforce, and this place had character. McMurray wrecked off a 2. Hit the wall pretty hard. Stacks up, takes out Rudd, takes out Dale Jr. Yeah, that's what happened to Jr. here. That's some bullshit. I'm mad all over again. Fucking bullshit. We're just sitting there biding our time. We're in the pack. We catch the right run at the right time, we can win it. And fucking McMurray smacks the wall. NASCAR doesn't throw the yellow, and then everybody just stacks up. It was like the slowest developing wreck I've ever seen. Junior trying to drive it back when he can't fucking see, and a left front wheel that's bent the other way. Oh, what a great year 2007 ended up being, right? What's fucked up about 07 is that Junior had the speed that he had in 06 all fucking year long, but how many motors did that car lose that year? Junior lost at least 6 to 8 motors in 2007.
I think, watch the right side of your screen, McMurray up high.
I think he may have got a little shove from behind. I'm not sure. It looked like that's Kenseth in the 17.
And they just started stacking up from there.
Hey, NASCAR, you could have put the caution out a little sooner there. If you see somebody hit the wall that hard in a pack, you just got to throw the yellow immediately, I think. I'm coming up with any excuse that could have put Dale Jr. in a position to win this thing. Oh, Truex made it through. He had the good DEI luck that year.
Show us our best angle of how this unfolded. Now watch McMurray.
Is that David Stremme in the 40?
The purple car.
Look how close Harvick is to this. A little arrow loose off Kenseth.
Pretty sure that Kenseth's got in the back of it.
No caution, no caution, no caution, no caution. Oh, they're crashing. Oh, put it out. Truex didn't really get through. Truex got a pretty big piece of it there.
Ricky Rudd could not swerve to the right.
Or Ricky Rudd. Ricky Rudd right there in the top 10 gets taken out.
They just all stacked up.
Tight racing quarters. Tight. Yeah, you see McMurray getting around there with Matt Kenseth right behind him. Jamie in the 26. Smoke, and you can't really see a lot with the smoke. Car starts swerving. Oh, Rudd got hit from behind. It looked like maybe Dale Jr. lifted.
Yeah, they stacked up. Of course, they got hit from behind.
Even though McMurray straightens out, suddenly he's 20 miles an hour slower than everybody else. And here they come.
There's Junior's on board. Junior let off too late. I guess Junior thought he could have got around it to the outside. He probably thought it was going to go down to the bottom. Ugh. Stop showing it. It's making me mad all over again.
You drive it to the bitter end. There's nothing a spotter can do for you there. No, you just got to drive through it.
Ricky Rudd's view.
Let's look at Dale Jr.'s racing reference from 07. Count the fucking DNFs from equipment failure. Earnhardt.
And in an incident like that, you can't get your hand up. You can't signal and say, hey,
Bobby Dale Earnhardt.
You don't have time to slow down.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kannapolis, North Carolina. Let's look at his 2007 season, because it's bullshit. Let's count the DNFs. Wrecked in the Daytona 500. Engine blows at Fontana. Puts together some good finishes, 11th, 14th, 7th, and 5th. And then, oh, look, engine blows up at Texas. Has a mediocre race at Phoenix, of all places. Top 10 at Talladega, 13th at Richmond. Top 10 at Darlington. Top 10 at Charlotte. Bad race at Dover. Pocono won the pole, finished 12th. Michigan, top 5. Sonoma, 13th, which is pretty good for Dale Jr. Sonoma. 4th at Loudon. 36th at Daytona. He had to have got, I know he was still running at the end of the race, but I'm sure he got caught up in a wreck in that one.
Now the race is going to be red flag.
Oh, look, the engine failures kick back up for Indy and Watkins Glen after he gets second at Pocono. Now, he won that pole at the second Pocono race for a second. But that was between engine failure at Indy, engine failure at Watkins Glen. 4 straight top 10s. Actually, just 2. I thought I misread it. 12th at Michigan, 5th at Bristol, 5th at Fontana. Oh, and then he can make the playoffs at Richmond. Engine blows up. What a shock. 2007 was fucking bullshit. I'd just like to point that out. Let's go see what they're talking about on ESPN if we can. Just had to give you a little brief rundown of why Dale Jr.'s 2007 was fucking bullshit. In between his pole and runner-up finish at Pocono, 2 blown motors. Then he had like 2 fifth-place finishes in a row, and then another blown motor. Of course, if the chase or playoffs was as stupid as they are now, he would have still been in that year anyway. Teresa put sugar in his gas tank.
The NFL community joined in prayer for second-year player, 24-year-old DeMar Hamlin. Taken to UC Medical Center from the stadium this evening. Went down after taking a hit, stood up, went down, administered oxygen on the field. The teams are in the locker room. Commissioner Roger Goodell in contact with the officials on site to make a determination. I cannot see a way forward that football's played tonight. As players have reached out and tweeted across the league.
Flip back and see if I'm.
Blood pressure.
I don't want to miss the end of the Daytona 500.
Life is important now.
Yeah, I think we reached a point a little while ago where nobody's concerned about football anymore tonight. Football is played as entertainment. I don't think anybody is in the mood nor the spirit to be entertained tonight. The only thing we're concerned about is that young man, his family, what's going on with him, making sure he's okay. That's it. We'll figure out the football game at some other point in time, but it's time for the NFL, the Players Association, whoever needs to make the call, whoever that is. We're done playing football tonight. We're done. Let's move on. We as a network, we'll figure out what to do. We'll put something up. Joe and
back to Fox for a second.
Nobody's concerned about football right now all the way around. America right now is concerned about one thing: the health and safety of this young man.
God damn it, I was so hyped to watch this game tonight, and then God just had to say, fuck everybody, and fuck everything.
Let's NFL go ahead and call this game, and let's move on.
It's hard to imagine that you could take the players out of the locker room without knowing about Damar Hamlin and how he's doing. Again, all that matters right now is how he's doing. His family, as Joe mentioned, is there. Mom is on the way to the hospital with him. And you just pray, you see the way.
We're back. 2007 Daytona 500. Gonna have a green-white record. I mean, a green-white checkered. Can Mark Martin finally win?
Thoughts of Mark Martin?
Michael, are you still up for taking my bet on whether or not Clint Boyer flips at the end of this? Oh, look at that 0-1 team. They're so fucking excited.
None of the top 10
Oh, man.
have ever won the 500.
There's that dickhead Jack Roush, who is a well-known dickhead. I don't care what anybody says.
What I look is the emotion. Look at Mark Martin. He's got a
Made Greg Biffle regret his career choices.
And David Gilliland has got Elliott Sadler, the driver of his car, last year in that car.
You just saw Jack Roush as an owner. He's never won the Daytona 500.
Never had to do football delay coverage.
2005 was going to be Mark Martin's final year in Cup. Jack Roush talked him into driving that 6 car again last
They going to commercial again?
And again. And again.
I like that funky music Fox is playing there. Don't you go to commercial for real. Skip to the end. Let's get this going. Oh, they did. Nice.
I just Mark, Greg. Yeah. I mean, that's and David and Elliott.
Elliott staring at the rear bumper.
26 minutes ago, the ambulance for Damar Hamlin was still in the parking lot. Security was working on getting his mother from the stands to ride with him. That was about a half hour ago. Damar Hamlin has a pulse, but was not breathing on his own.
Stressed about it, and
2007 Daytona 500 just went back to fucking commercial. Fuck. Just scrolling Twitter, trying to find out anything, like everybody else. Just got a breaking news flash at the bottom of the screen, but it was about Rutgers defeating Purdue. College basketball shit. Okay.
Simpsons.
After the Daytona 500, The Simpsons, King of the Hill, Family Guy, and American Dad.
One night on Fox.
Animation domination.
First, we have the Daytona 500 to conclude. We're going to race 2 laps. Green, white, checker.
2 laps. Who you got?
Again, the race is over, and NASCAR will use any.
Call me crazy, but I like that Kevin Harvick guy. He's further back in the top 10, but I like where he's at. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Harvick 7th, huh? Yeah, I'll take him. You can have the field. You can have Mark Martin and everybody else.
26 plus years, he's fixing to make the most important restart of his career.
You know, it's not just the first race.
It was either watch this or watch Raw. I chose this. Sorry, Triple H. Football season's not quite over yet. I'm not ready to start giving Raw a chance again.
200 people strong.
On a regular basis,
anyway.
anyway.
Put on this telecast for you to enjoy. Great pictures, great replays, and we're happy to have all you folks at home along for the ride.
Here's what I think will happen. I mean, it's just I think that David Gilliland is going to help Mark Martin win this race. He may not mean to, but I think David Gilliland doesn't want to mess up. I believe that Kyle Busch and Greg Biffle will hop to the outside and try to go around Mark. Then Gilliland will run right up behind Mark and push him home.
I'm with you, Darrell, because what we've seen from David Gilliland, who won the pole at Talladega in October and won the pole here for Daytona, is he likes that.
God, how many caution laps we got? You couldn't edit out some of these pace laps here?
Mark stays on the bottom.
Get to the fucking end of this.
Gilliland will fill in behind Mark Martin, and we'll see where Kyle Busch and Greg Biffle go.
And that's exactly what David Gilliland did a week ago in the Budweiser.
David Gilliland. Man, I miss Larry Mack in the booth every week. I know he called a race or two this year, but he's usually in the Fox studio. I miss Larry Mack in the booth.
Beat yourself. And he's done that all day long. Had trouble in the pits, but he overcame it, and now here he sits with a good finish.
Mark Martin was a driver who beat himself. His first try at Nextel Cup Racing, not too successful. He went back in the Midwest to run ASA, and then he and Jack Roush got together for a 20-year partnership that produced everything except a Cup championship.
Yeah, because Dale Earnhardt and Richard Childress bitched to the officials.
Last year, went back into semi-retirement. Bobby Ginn says, I need you to come and help us with young drivers. Drive most of the season in this Army car. Help Regan Smith get adapted. Mark said he'd do it. He says he's having a blast.
I've said all along, he will help that company because Mark knows how a car's supposed to handle and what it's supposed to feel like. I believe that's something he brought to the table. That's a real asset.
This is it, folks. Cinch your belts up, because when they wave the green flag this time by, we will race up to 2 laps to determine the winner.
Mark Martin right now truly is an army of one.
Darrell used to be good at this.
These teams, this is the 2 laps these guys have been working for.
That was actually good, DW. Darrell hadn't gone off the rocker in 2007. I think Darrell's downfall coincides with the rise of Danica. Here we go. 2 laps. Kyle and Biffle and everybody go to the bottom. Mark Martin pulls down to cover.
If they're going to get him, they need to jump to the outside right away.
Who's going to make the first move? Still single file on the bottom. That dickhead in the 5 car is going to do something stupid, I think. Mark sticking to his gun, staying on the bottom. Gordon and Casey Mears about 10 cars back made a run. Then Mears sells Gordon out. No wonder your ass didn't get brought back after 2008. Harvick to the outside there, about 6th place, and Matt Kenseth shoots up there with him.
It's up to the 5 of Kyle Busch.
Oh, Sadler pushed up. Sadler was an inch away from Doran Harvick there off of 4. Could have changed the course of history. 1 to go. Kyle Busch looked to the outside. Nobody went. Back to the bottom. Mark was able to cover real easy there. Oh, boy. Here comes Harvick, Kenseth, Burton, Gordon. They're up to about 4th place on that outside line. Kyle Busch trying to form a run, but hell, Kenseth's tandeming Harvick on the outside. Oh, Kyle Busch, you're going to get put in the middle. Ooh, Biffle cut him a break there. That was really nice. Oh, Mark gets loose off the side draft mid-corner. That was the difference in the race. And then Kyle Busch bottoms out, hits the apron, and wrecks the field. There they go. Told you Boyer was going to flip. And Kevin Harvick wins the Daytona 500. Who would have saw it coming? And there's Boyer. Upside down. Michael, you owe me $20. I told you Boyer was going to flip. They're still wrecking. Goddamn, Juan Pablo just got hit hard after the checker. Boyer can barely get out of his car. Safer than the next gen. Look at that crumpled rear end. At least you know he doesn't have a concussion.
A couple of times. I'm going to repeat what I heard a few years ago. No, I have never.
Jeff Gordon's day ends about like his teammates.
Clint Boyer came across the start-finish line on his roof.
On his roof. Is that what Jerry Punch would say? on his roof.
David Stremmy's climbed out. He is okay.
Well, thank God David Stremmy's okay. Casey Kane's probably disappointed about that, but
Who slid across to the
David Stremmy's okay. He still can't drive,
Well,
though.
Larry, let's see. Are they going to run these cars anymore?
They were intended.
They're that young, plucky Clint Boyer.
It may be a good time to bring
There's Sterling Marlin.
What was the margin of victory?
Can't believe Sterling Marlin and Ricky Rudd were in this race. It's 2007. And Sterling Marlin and Ricky Rudd are in this race. And Mark Martin, too.
And Mark Martin, a bridesmaid once again.
He's got to be.
Oh, that would have been a beautiful race win diecast, that 01 Army car.
California's Kevin Harvick, who took over the seat in what became the 29 after the death of Dale Earnhardt. Stormed up the outside. Kyle Busch couldn't hold him off. He had a full head of steam into turn 3.
There was no question you were going to have to go the outside. Mark was not going to give up the inside. What happens back here is Kyle Busch gets on the apron ever so slightly, gets into the 17, and it's on from there. Look at the 38 car up on top of somebody. There's a car turning over.
Look at this finish.
And it's a drag race to the line, and we've seen Harvick do that before.
Yes, we have. You could see Harvick trying to pinch him down to keep that momentum on him.
Little side draft. Get a little side draft and try to pull ahead.
Now, unofficially, Jeff Burton will finish third. Mike Wallace will finish fourth. And the top finishing Roush car, rookie David Reagan.
I wonder if that Kevin Harvick guy is going to become an asshole one day.
Kevin Harvick was doing donuts in La Grasse.
He'll become an asshole. He already was.
And he may have toasted the number 29.
I think he broke another transmission.
Congratulations to Chevy driver Kevin Harvick, winner of the Daytona 500 from Chevy on American Revolution.
What a weekend he's had. Busch race yesterday.
And Mark Martin having a tremendous Daytona 500.
I agree, Mark. I thought maybe they would throw the yellow before they got here, but they didn't.
Third place, Jeff Burton congratulates Harvick. And where's the other RCR car? Watch the 07. It'll come in here from the right. In the bottom lane. Clint Boyer. It slid sideways. Whammo.
And he'll cross the start-finish line unofficially upside down in the 18th position.
On fire. I mean, that's Joey Chitwood couldn't do that.
Boyer making a hasty exit through a small window opening. That's one of the things that's going to be addressed by the car tomorrow.
Well, let's go to Racing Reference and look at the final results here of this Daytona 500. Lovely Racing Reference, always there for you. Excuse me. God, 2007 was 15 fucking years ago. 2007 was longer ago than I was alive in 2007. I was 13.
Until now, 1976.
I was 13, guys.
The wildest Daytona 500 finishes ever.
Kevin Harvick, Mark Martin, Jeff Burton third, Mike Wallace fourth, Rockstar David Reagan fifth, Elliott Sadler sixth, Casey Kane seventh, David Gilliland top 10, Joe Nemechek ninth, Jeff Gordon 10th, David Stremme 11th, highlight of his career, J.J. Haley 12th, highlight of his career, Reed Sorensen 13th. Remember that time he almost won? Boris said, this ain't a road course. Did they stop and run the road course halfway through this race? Robbie Gordon 15th. Did they run the road course halfway through this race? Johnny Sauter, Sterling Marlin, Clint Boyer, Juan Pablo Montoya, Casey Mears. Kamikaze probably came in his back. Casey Mears finished better than Dale Jr. in the 2007 Daytona 500. Therefore, it means Casey Mears is better and Dale Jr. don't his run. Fuck you. Bobby Labonte, Dale Jarrett, Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch, Greg Biffle, Ricky fucking Rudd, Matt Kenseth, Denny Hamlin 28th, Truex 29th, Michael Waltrip 30th, McMurray and Earnhardt taken out in the crash late. Tony Raines, Dave Blaney, the best Cup driver to never win a Cup race, not named Dick Trickle. Ken Schrader, Jeff Green, Scott Riggs, who I'm a fan of. Ryan Newman, Jimmy Johnson got crashed. So did David Ruman. Kurt Busch, Kyle Petty finishes 42nd, but he'd have finished there anyway. Tony Stewart got wrecked with Kurt Busch after dominating the race. I do remember that.
This is a green light check.
Classy Mark Martin interview. I just muted there to talk about this.
You know, I knew the race was on, and man, we got so far down the line. I saw him get that run. I tried to block it, and then I got back down, and you know, minus the wreck and everybody coming through there good with a good pusher, we still had it done. I really still thought, you know, as we entered turn 3, that we were going to get it done, and then they started wrecking, and we were still ahead of him. But you know, just wasn't meant to be. I didn't get the job done.
Mark Martin finishes second in the Daytona 500.
But boy, he did a whale of a job. You see Kevin Harvick's car sitting in Gatorade Victory Lane. He took the checker under green to decide the winner of the race. The caution immediately followed, so officially the race ends under caution. So now let's go down to Dick Berggren with the GM winning interview.
And Kevin Harvick on his way out. Confetti. Oh, man, what a mess down here. Hey, Kevin, where did you get that head of steam at the end of the race to win the Daytona 500?
Well, I had Jeff Burton behind Matt Kenseth, and Kenseth just pushed the hell out of me there. This Shell Pennzoil Chevrolet got a little hot. We had to come in and take some tape off.
Look at us. We watched a little racing.
And, man.
I don't really know what else to do. I'm probably about to end the stream here.
We just kept hitting things.
Shut up, Kevin Harvick. I'm going back to ESPN. What's the deal?
On DeMar Hamlin.
With this 24-year-old young man taken to UC Medical Center by ambulance.
We really can't find anything out.
No. Riding along with him. And the crowd in stunned silence at Paycor Stadium. The teams gathered in their locker room.
I better plug my phone up. I'm not going to be awake much longer.
And the head coaches meeting and with the league and trying to make a decision as just how to go forward with this evening, you know, for both teams.
Well, I'm going to be allowed to charge my fucking phone. I got to play the battle with the charger again tonight, of course.
This felt different.
What's it?
Whoops.
Times. There have been other incidents in other NFL games involving other NFL players. This one.
I had immediate Michael Irvin vibes, but then it became pretty apparent that this is a lot more serious than Michael Irvin, if you can believe that.
To it, and all you had to do was look down to that field to get an idea of what was going on.
Yeah, well, almost instantly, the reaction from the players on the field was different. It was different than what we've seen.
Your 2007 Daytona 500.
As a player, I played 9 years in the league. I broke plenty of bones, got banged up.
The Busch race on Saturday wins the Daytona 500. Dale Jr. 2004. Darrell Waltrip.
Tell them about it, Mike Joy, when Junior swept Daytona.
1988. One Saturday and Sunday. Krista?
Well, Jeff Burton finishes third.
Oh my God, it's Jeff Burton. He's traveled through a DeLorean from 2023, and he's going to blame Ross Chastain for that last lap crash here. Listen.
Finish for Kevin and Mark.
Well, I had a great seat for it. I came off turn 4.
And that fucking Ross Chastain, I tell you, in about 15 years, you're going to piss me the fuck off. He just wrecked all of us right here. I'm going to blame him. See, I told you.
The best people in our sport. I hated to see him lose. I'm a huge Kevin Harvick fan and an RCR fan, obviously, and love to see him win. So, mixed emotions there. Mark Martin's a deserving champion. He's one of the greatest drivers our sport's ever seen, one of the greatest people our sport's ever seen. Kevin's a hard-nosed driver and one of the greatest people, too. So, they both deserve it, and I'm glad we came out on top.
Jeff Burton would go on to clash with Kevin Harvick in his later RCR days.
Never hit anything hard enough to knock us out, and we just kept digging.
The competition is what makes the sport and this race, Mike Joy, so exciting.
Thank you, Krista. Kevin Harvick is the 31st driver to win the Daytona 500 as Chevrolet sweeps the first 4 finishing positions. David Reagan, the first Ford, is 5th. Elliott Sadler, the first Dodge, is 6th.
And now we time travel to 2010 for the Aaron's 499.
Bill France to create a racetrack that was
I bet your car flips on the last lap. I want to go back to ESPN. We got to get an update sooner or later. God damn it.
The game is officially suspended. The game will not be played this evening.
Game is not going to be played this evening.
Before we leave the air tonight, they will try to provide an update on the player.
So they're not going to play this game, but they say temporarily suspended, and they've left the score at 7-3.
Now over an hour ago,
so I'm guessing they're going to try to pick this game up. Hopefully in a day or two.
This is the scene
I sincerely hope.
Eastern.
I just really hope Damar
Another
Hamlin's
shot
okay,
at the faces
first of all.
the Bills players being consoled by their opponents tonight. There's Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. The ambulance took Damar Hamlin away. We got word that he went to UC Medical Center, the only level 1 trauma center in the area. As we were talking and saying that the players were being told that they would have 5 minutes to get back ready for play, and the players were standing around, we saw Zach Taylor walk across the field and talk to Sean McDermott. And then moments later, the two teams headed into their locker rooms. Damar Hamlin, 24 years old, 6th round pick from Pitt, injured at 8:55 Eastern time, so we are now over an hour since that transpired, and left the stadium by ambulance at 9:25 Eastern. And we have no update on his status, no official update on his status as we talk here, roughly 10 o'clock Eastern.
Well, I hate to do it to you because it's a shitty way to end, but
Just heard the official word that play has been suspended for the rest of the night.
maybe we'll get a
And so
Tuesday night football
this
game. I don't know.
Cincinnati scoring on their first possession. The Bills going down the field, getting a field goal. This will be picked up at another time, a time that at this point is undetermined.
The game has to be played at some point, but I'm glad they called it tonight. Makes my life easier, and it's the right thing to do.
These were so silly to even talk about the specifics of where these teams are in their divisional races, their battle for the top seed in the AFC. That's what was on the line here tonight. But this was a jarring scene down on that field with players watching a teammate and a brother go through intense CPR down on that field and then carted away in an ambulance, making the specifics of where the Bengals and the Bills sit here in Week 17 of the 2022-2023 season seem irrelevant. So fans are obviously getting the word. I have not heard an announcement on the public address system since we've been back from break. But I think obviously in the world today, news travels fast on phones, and I think people are well aware that we are finished watching football here tonight. Let's check in again with Lisa.
All right, gang. If or when this game ever resumes, I'm assuming it will at some point. I'll be back. Until then, have a good night, and I'll see you one of these days this week. Hope Damar Hamlin, please be okay. Please. And please don't ever let anything like this happen again.